Well, here at Local 4, we have relaunched Go For It, our effort to celebrate the community, people, and organizations in and around Detroit. Now, today, we are introducing you to a group that is all about protecting the earth and preventing waste and making food go further. And we need to because it's too expensive. Yes.
Yeah, and this is something that could make a difference for your holiday gatherings, where it's all about like decadent food spreads. It's often the tradition.
That's right. That's right. So to help us and give us some tips and tricks to keep our tables looking full and our garbage cans empty, please welcome Chef Dominique Black with Make Food Not Waste. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And I wasn't joking that food is too expensive.
It is so expensive
for
nowadays.
it to be going to waste.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
First, tell us what makes food not waste. What is Make Food Not Waste?
So we are a local nonprofit organization who is all about food sustainability and trying to create less food waste. So we get local donations from farms, local grocers. We take those donations, we create meals with them, and we do what we can to keep that food rolling, get it to the community. The products that we just absolutely cannot use, we make sure that we compost those things. So we'll be talking more about composting later on.
Okay.
Yeah, and speaking of composting, that's kind of like your first tip that, you know, you want to encourage the public to do, right?
Well, we first want to encourage the public to use as much of the produce or food product as you can.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that we're using all of the skins and everything else. Only getting rid of the cores for vegetables and things like that. So you want to make the most out of your produce and your food product by creating those meals. And what you absolutely cannot use, that's what we want to compost.
Okay.
So it's kind of like organic recycling.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, so let's get into composting then. What is your first tip? Because it can be intimidating. What do you recommend?
So my first tip would be to just like remove the garbage can away from your prep space while you're cooking and get a compost bin.
Okay.
They do have smaller ones that you can for countertops and that whole thing. So when you're prepping your food, you know, if you got some onion skin from peeling an onion or something like that, those are the things that goes in the compost bin.
Okay, so we're looking at here, we also have like food scraps, grass clippings, coffee grounds. I did not know that.
Yes. Fresh florals, if you like to have fresh florals around your house, you know, once those die out, you can compost those things. Coffee in the morning, those coffee grounds with the filters, those can also go into your compost bin.
All right, and dry leaves, wood chips, eggshells.
Eggshells.
I always feel weird throwing those eggshells away. Okay.
Yes, and it's really helpful if you're doing home gardening and that whole thing. You can use that compost for your home gardening.
Okay.
So.
And the key is to layer all of this stuff, right?
Okay. Absolutely.
All right, so we can actually, this feels doable when you have it here like this. All right, so why do we have out these potatoes and carrots, and how can we use these and create less waste?
Right. So as I was explaining before, carrots and potatoes are a thing that you can use that whole produce. You don't have to necessarily peel that skin of that potato or that carrot. You can use it in a soup or a stew or something hearty like a roast beef meal or something like that. The only thing that you will probably compost will be that very end of that carrot or something like that. But you can use that completely.
Right.
So that's what we want to do. We want to be able to use the food completely as much as we can, get as much as we can from it, and what we can't use, then that's what we'll be composting.
Okay.
Yes.
But we're not going to use these.
This is just for decoration.
Since they're silk.
Yes.
Okay, so you also say that, you know, out of following all your recommendations to prep a meal, but let's just say that you made too much.
Yes.
What can you do?
Yes. So if you make too much, such as myself, I'm so used to cooking in large batches. I always have leftovers, so you can always kind of put those leftovers in some containers. You can put those in your fridge. You can save them for about 3 days. Say if you have a busy day, you don't want to cook dinner after you get off work, it's ready to go. You can freeze it, or you can give it to someone that may be in need.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And you said create something new with it too.
And you can always create something new to it and elevate those leftovers, especially during the holiday season.
I actually think this is something that would get me in the kitchen because I like recycling.
Did this just happen?
Yeah,
Yes.
like a lot alive.
Yes. I'm glad.
Because as soon as you said elevate and reinvent,
Yes.
John is all in.
Yeah.
And like we talked about before,
this.
with food costs being so high, we want to get the best bang for our buck. And we can do that by, like we said, repurposing our leftovers and creating different meals with them. So
And
that's a great
sometimes the
thing.
meals don't make sense, like at my house, because
Yes.
I'll save any little bit, like we're eating this, because I think about not only the cost, the time it took to go to the
Yes.
grocery store, all of that.
Absolutely.
So we need to
Love it.
make food, not waste, my friends. All right, so where can people go to find out more information about Make Food and Not Waste?
Everyone can come and check out our website at www.makefoodnotwaste.org.
Great information. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
This is
having me.
awesome. John is about to cook, y'all. I've heard that this is a miracle.
Yeah.
Or compost. Anyway.
Or a little bit of both.
Yeah, all right.